Hey guys, welcome back to Foxes Abroad. I'm Mike, and I was here with a garage update. I know it's been a while since I put a video out, but I told you in the past, if I don't have anything good to say, I'm not going to just make a video. It'll be like going over to a car and loosen up a radiator cap or showing you how to do something remedial just to put out a video. So, I've been in the States for the past few weeks. I'd buy 3 different batteries for 3 different vehicles. That's about $600 for the 3 of those, about $200 a piece. Buying gas, buying this, buying that while I was there. So I kind of was a little bit broke for a while. Once I got back, I had the 302 here in the machine shop. So I just got the block back today. This here, 4 harmonic balancers, is why it took so long to get this engine back in the shop. This is the first balancer I took them. This is the balancer that I got with the engine. This is the balancer that I got with the engine. Came when I brought it here in pieces at the short block, and I thought it was a pretty beefy balancer. I thought I was going to be do pretty well. So the guy put all this stuff on the balancing machine, had all the pistons and rods weight matched and balanced, and so he said this was way out. So first impression, first reaction, I thought was he's doing something wrong. But no, come to find out, yeah, this is a pretty beefy balancer, but I figured it out. This is a 28-ounce balancer. So there's nothing on it, telling me what it is, even though that number there, TF 12-07, couldn't figure it out. But everything led me to believe that this is a 28-ounce balancer from a mid-70s 302 application, or 351 for that matter. So John came to the rescue, had a balancer off with his old motor he just had in the garage. Quick went down there and grabbed it, took it out of the machine shop, and then before I even got home, they already tried to balance it because they already had all the bob weights and everything hung on the crankshaft. And he said, this balancer is no good because it just slips right on the crankshaft, and there's no friction fit. It just kind of wobbles around. Even the keyway was loose. And so you get it back, it kind of shows you right there at the top, made in China. So plus it's pretty beat up too. Don't know where it came from, but this balancer was a no-go. Then balancer number 3. Pete comes to the rescue, pulled this off an engine he had in the shed. It was fitting nice and tight on the crank he pulled it off of, and then cleaned it all up, ran it down there, and they said this one was out of tolerance because it had too much run out. So, so I was immediately gutted at that point, went over there on my way home from work to take a look, and you can't really notice it very well, but he stuck it on a lathe, and you can see the outer ring was wobbling, and you can kind of see a lot of evidence of that by all the hammer marks all of the bottom side of this balancer. So whoever had it way in the past obviously hammered the living crap out of it to get it off and wrecked that balancer. So I exhausted all my resources, so I had to call up Summit Racing. There's part number M6316-M50 for a damper kit. So they sent me brand new harmonic balancer. Brand new as the way it looks. I don't know if it's been rebuilt or remanufactured or what, but I also figured out that this kit comes with a timing pointer, which I forgot that I still needed, so it was kind of convenient. I got both at the same time. As soon as I got it, ran this over to the machine shop the same day, and then the next day they already had it done waiting for me to pick it up. So bottom end for a stock 302 is all balanced, ready to go. Block, I just did a cursory unbagging, wiped down the cylinder bores with some WD-40, but they're all nice, ready to go. 20 thou over. So with the new pistons, got all the rings. This is just clutter. I really need one of those roller carts or something, that's so I can have another horizontal surface to work off of, but this is what I got for now. Got the valves back, and the guy even mentioned to me, he says, it's kind of nice you came in and told us, because the collet, the adjustable like quick change collet they had on their one machine was 0.003 out of tolerance, is what he told me. So they actually they had another machine across the street in another building that they ground these valves on, and they're getting their machine fixed. So it's kind of surprising that the volume of those that they do at that place, that they didn't figure it out on their own, but they don't do larger sized American valves that often and get anybody to double check and really talk to them about it. But little European engines, 4 valve per cylinder, a lot smaller valves, you won't notice the run out as much. So, but these heads are ready to go back together. Still debating whether I'm going to use these or the GT40Ps with some of the cast iron hypo headers. I mean, if you guys got any experience with those headers on Ps, I'd like to hear about it, because the internet is very vague. I may not get my money back by selling it, but this engine with the aluminum heads, but we'll see. But yeah, so I can get to work on an engine now. Think behind me. So driving season in England has come to an end. It is lousy weather. The time has changed here already in the UK from daylight saving time, so it's dark by 5 o'clock, and soon it's going to be dark by 4. So car is off the road for the season, and I started to look into the headlight issue. I haven't explained it in the past, but I was driving home in the evening one day, and I went to go flip the switch forward to turn the high beams on, and the headlights just shut off. So I immediately had like a Homer Simpson moment. Turned the lights back, on. 'Cause I'm doing 60 miles an hour on these roads, and even for a split second, you can cover a lot of ground. Sure enough, the high beams weren't working. I could pull back to get like the flash to pass, but you push it forward and the high beams, like the headlights, would just cut out. I had a similar experience on another car, and we found it into the headlight wiring. So I started tearing, took the battery out, took the tray out, took a lot of stuff apart, started unwrapping looms, double checking my wiring, because I converted this wiring over to European lighting. Couldn't find anything, tracing it back. Took the steering column apart, looking at the switch, because the switch is new, and it turns out it was the switch. So if I forced it forward and wiggled it around, the headlights would come back on the high beam. So the little switch, or the big switch I got here, I don't know if I can trust it. I got it kind of working, like a $150 switch. I only got it because all the lettering was nice and white compared to the old one where all the lettering was worn off. But if the high beams aren't working, and it's been so long since I ordered it, I don't even know if I can send it back. But so I got annoyed, and the car's been sitting. I don't know when I'm going to get to start wrapping this loom back up. I wrapped it when I did the restoration on it. Made all neat and tidy, and I'm just going to have to do the same silly thing again. But there's a lot of things in the works right now over here with my car, Pete's car, and John's car. So there's a lot of parts on order. Who knows when they're going to get here, but there's going to be some pretty neat high-end stuff going to be happening. So I got this box down here, which I'll save for a later video. I got to do some testing first. Tell you what's in there, but it's a different brake setup other than the stock brakes, so I'll bring you in when I got something to talk about with that, because there's one specification I got to verify, see if it's going to work for me before I take the plunge and rip my car apart to do the swap. But let me know in the comments what you think about this engine build and which direction you think I should go. But we'll have some more content for you soon, and thanks for